Hey, what's up, my people? How you doing? My name is Dalton. This is my YouTube channel, Dalton My World. And today, basically, what I'm going to talk about, I'm going to talk about the fourth stimulus package, the third stimulus package. Also, we're going to talk a little bit about the news and do a little bit of chat. So this may not be a short video, but I just wanted to rap to y'all. And I wanted to say thank you for all my new subscribers and my existing subscribers. This channel has hit 2,310 subscribers. And people, I can remember when I started the channel, I was so excited about getting 15 subscribers. I was like, oh my God, and I'm still excited when I see I get new subscribers, even though along the way we lose old subscribers, gain new ones, and that's just the process of life and media, etc. But thank you all. Thank you all for sometimes watching those ads. That's the same as, giving me a tip. I do appreciate that. Now, I want to rap to you about the fourth stimulus package. I am not going to go into total detail about the fourth stimulus package. Okay? I am going to talk about certain aspects of it. All right. Now, the fourth stimulus package, first of all, it is not a bill yet, and it is not a law. So things can change. And it's going to take at least 2 months to get this thing passed. 2 months, okay? And they plan on signing it, I think it's July the 4th, all right? And that's really kind of annoying me about this particular President Biden, is that I understand his politics and I understand what he's doing, but he's waiting and he's doing things on particular dates so that they can stay inside of the mind of Americans. All right. And it'll be easy for him to refer back to, let's say, if he's going to run again or if he's trying to help someone else win. Okay. And that's why, because I'm seeing a pattern here. That's why, like, on 4th of July, he plans on signing off on having it all done and signing off on the fourth stimulus package. But what I'm so against is the fact is that he was going to bring people back, our troops back, I believe from the Far East. He was going to bring them back over here and in May, but he postponed it so he could do it on September the 11th. And everybody already knows about September 11th when the towers fell, Twin Towers. Okay, so you see how he's doing this. He's finding particular major dates so he can do these things so it could stay in the mind of people. It's a psychological thing, and I understand it's politics, but also what I'm against is he's putting these people's lives in danger. I mean, these people have been over there for years. You think they don't want to come back home? And they may not, some of them may not make it home. All right? Because if there's a shootout or scrimmage or something like that, some of them may not make it home. They probably would have made it home in May. But he's stretching all the way out to September 11th. And it's all showmanship and politics. Okay. And I just don't like putting people's lives in danger like that just so you can be all showy. I understand it's politics. All right. Now, on the fourth stimulus package, the senators, not the president, are going to be putting in reoccurring. They're talking about putting in reoccurring stimulus checks. Okay, I have no. There's two different types. They're thinking about doing that. Um, and this is a proposal. This is not a bill yet, so things can change before that happens. But I believe that the reoccurring stimulus checks will happen because basically what we're doing, we're catching up with what other countries have already done. They supported and they're still supporting their citizens. They supported their citizens, and they're still supporting their citizens with stimulus checks, reoccurring stimulus checks. Okay, that's why their economy is actually on a stronger infrastructure right now than ours is because we didn't do the right thing from the get go, and now we're just playing catch up with the stimulus checks. But I really do believe there will be reoccurring stimulus checks. Yeah, and also, what I don't like what Biden's doing about the infrastructure is not telling everybody the whole thing. It will be this will be focused on infrastructure, but it's not just because when you say infrastructure, most people are thinking about highways or roads. No, if you go in depth on this particular proposal, you realize he's talking about also all forms of infrastructure, and that also means technology. That's right. And when you're talking about technology infrastructure, you're talking about creating and educating people, okay, in different forms of technology so that they can do the jobs in America. Okay, so technology infrastructure is totally different, and he is talking about technology infrastructure too. He stated that is not the same thing as road infrastructure. And if you explain that, most people will have a better idea of what he's talking about. So when he's talking about infrastructure, he's talking about all types of infrastructures, okay? Not just building roads and, strengthening bridges. He's also talking about technical infrastructure, and a lot of that, and having that as at home jobs instead of outsourcing these. Okay, and that's a lot of good big money. I can tell you that much right now. Okay. Now, also, what has really shocked me is last month, over 1 million people got jobs. This month, brace for it, only 200,000 people got jobs. Now, understand my words here. That does not mean that there were no jobs. There's tons of jobs out there. People aren't taking them. Now, I'm not one to put everything in one box. Okay, it's just like when we had the gang wars, Crips and Bloods. When sometimes police were killing innocent people. Other times it was domestic dispute that had nothing to do with the gangs, but they still wrote it up as gang. Okay, like a gang war or gang. Somehow it was associated with gangs when it wasn't, because it's easier to just put it in a box, seal it up, say you did your job, and move on. Okay, and we don't need to do that when it comes to this reasoning of only 200 jobs. Now, 200,000 jobs were accepted. Now, there's way more jobs out there than there are people to fulfill them. Okay, so what's going on here? Part, not the whole thing. Okay, you're gonna hear a lot of people that the whole reason. No, part of the reason though is that people are making more money by staying home and accepting unemployment than they ever would by working for minimum wage at McDonald's. Okay, and this is a reality. All right. Also, they're accepting more money because Biden, and this has nothing to do with even the Treasury and the economical experts says this has nothing to do with the stimulus. We need the stimulus. They all say they all agree with that. Okay, other countries doing it already. We're just behind. Okay, we need the stimulus, but it's these other little bonus things that Biden is throwing to families, like extra money for children from the taxes and all this other stuff. And what a lot of people don't realize is that some of this money is coming from the money you would have gotten next year. So you ain't gonna get that money on 2022 because you're getting it this year. Okay, so you got to realize that. Okay, so some of that money is being borrowed that you would normally have gotten, and you ain't gonna get it again. Okay, because you're already getting it early. But all these little extras that he's giving people is stopping them from, accepting these jobs. Okay. Now, trust me, there's tons of other circumstances beyond that, but that is a major thing. Okay. Now, a lot of Republicans are trying to stop this overpayment of the unemployment, and they can because it's something you opt in or opt out of in their states. So most red states are jumping on board and stopping the unemployment of over that your overpayment of $300 that you get for unemployment. They're stopping that in June. They're stopping that 2 months early. They're usually supposed to stop in September. They're stopping that in June. Okay, but on the flip side, if you accept a job, some of these states are giving you an incentive of $1,200 stimulus check if you accept a job. Okay, but that's part of the problem. Now, as I told you, this is gonna be a long one. All right. Now, but it shocked me that only 200,000 jobs were accepted, people. When the last month it was 1 million. Okay. Basically, the reason is, low minimum wage. Okay. They can make a lot more. Think about it. If they work full time at McDonald's at I don't care if it's $8 an hour. They making full time. They working full time, going through all that hell at McDonald's. Then they get this check every 2 weeks. They get this check, okay, and it doesn't even amount to half of what they're getting in 2 weeks from unemployment. Okay, they get this check, and then when they get the check, tons of taxes are taken out of that check. So they using this little measly little thing to survive off of, compared to the unemployment with an extra $300 per week. Top don't, man, please. Okay, so I can't, I understand what's going on back. Can you blame them? Now I guarantee if you hike that minimum wage, and this is also for Instacart too. Instacart does it. Okay, for Instacart's in-store shoppers, they get like $10 an hour. Okay, I talked to many of them. Some of them are getting unemployment instead. They can make more getting on unemployment than the $10 an hour they get working part-time as an in-store shopper. Now, next subject, third stimulus checks. Now, third stimulus checks that I love. I was watching this business interview, and it was from they had a person that was interviewing someone from IRS, and I love it. He was just so honest. He basically stated that, kind of like what I stated, the IRS will be sending out waves of the stimulus checks, until they're complete. Okay, but they're begging people right now in the month of May definitely by May 17th, if you have not filed a non-filers IRS tax form, even if you don't know how to, call 211. 211. Okay? But please do it so they can give you your money. Okay? Otherwise, you're not going to, they don't know you exist and they can't give you that money. All right. Now, he also stated, like I stated in my past videos, the waves will continue to go out. All right. The 8th wave has already went out. So that surpassed 5 waves that they have listed. The 8th wave has already went out, and more waves will go out, and it will go out in the form of direct deposits and debit cards and checks that will be mailed to you, and they can show up at any time. Okay. Also, the IRS expert did state that some people do fall through the cracks. Like with any organization or anything, some people do. He made that clear. So if you like me, you haven't gotten it, you may have fallen through the cracks. There's a logical reason. And technology makes mistakes. If it didn't, they wouldn't have support. Okay? Human beings make mistakes. And some people literally fall through the cracks. And I believe I'm one of those. But luckily, I had a friend of mine that gave me a number to call. So I'm going to be calling them this week to see, so we can investigate the situation. All right, now. Oh, yeah. Now, also, talking about the news, there's a new version of coronavirus that's coming. And this is coming from the UK. This is a UK version. Okay. And it's going to hit in June and July. CDC stated that it will spike. People getting sick will spike. People dying will spike during those months of June and July. And the UK version will hit America starting in June. And as she said, the phase should kind of phase out after 2 months, so it'll be June, July, and hopefully it'll go down. It's super important. Okay, we're not out of the woods yet. Okay, now it amazes me with all this information that Trump is not calling this particular version of coronavirus the UK virus. Okay, just like he called it I'm not even going to repeat that, but he felt it came from China, but for some reason, with his big mouth, he's not calling this the UK virus. I wonder why. It's so weird that he's not. Oh yeah, that's right. Supporter of Proud Boys and white supremacy and oh yeah, okay, I got it. My bad. Yeah, I went there. Now, last but not least, people, y'all gonna trip. I think sometimes, and I don't know why, this has always happened throughout my life. But I think sometimes people forget I'm black. Okay, and I got friends of all different races and colors, and I associate. Well, I'm gonna say I have associates of all different. I have the number of my true friends I can count on my hands, and I have always kept it that way. That's just the way I am. But I have a lot of associates. Okay, now, but for some reason, some of mine who not always who happen to be white seem to forget that I am black. And I was having a conversation the other day. This is honest God true. I was having a conversation the other day, and now I agree with her on this fact that I'm about fed up with. I have no problems with being open-minded, but this woke WOKE thing that's going on, and how they're just trying to shove it down your throat through advertisements and the media and all. It's just starting to get on my nerves now. But we were talking about that, and I'm just like, okay, it has its place in moderation, but it's really starting to, irritate me how they're just trying to force it and act like it's the norm when it really isn't. And the alphabet community, the gay community, they're like actually a minority, just like the black community is. And if some people buy into what the media and TV is trying to show them and act like it's actually a majority, those people end up getting hurt because you dressing up in your finest dress and you're a guy, and then you putting on lipstick in your wig and you go ahead and you kissing a straight man that's having a really bad day on the lips, especially in public. You're gonna get a dose of reality that the media is not showing you. Okay. Now, but this is what she got me. I'm talking to her. She said, it all started, Dalton. And I was like, the woke thing, what they're trying to do. It all started. And I was like, no. She says, it started with the interracial relationships. wait. She said, yeah, that's what it all started. See, she said, and I'm not saying I'm in interracial relationships or dating up people of other races or anything, and I could care less what anybody else does. As long as you're not hurting somebody, I could care less what anybody else does. I'm not saying that I'm into dating somebody outside my race. I'm just saying. She said, yeah, that was started now. She said they were back in the day. See, they were trying to make it like it's normal for black and white or white and any other color to date. See, and then once they really tried to brainwash people, think that was normal. Then now they're doing what the woke thing. I'm just like, now, I haven't dated anybody in a long time. And a lot of people, even when I do date, I'm very private. So a lot of people I work with and stuff like that don't know. Some of the people, because I made a mistake in the past. When you let people know way ahead of time, they can sabotage a very good relationship. Okay, so she was going on deep, dude. Yeah, I'll start with that interrelational relationships and interracial sex and all that other stuff, and that's what it started. See, and now they're using what they used back then, and they're using it with the woke. See, and I was like, I was sitting at the bus stop. Just minding my own business, waiting on the bus. People, I don't even know where this old white man came from, but he came out of nowhere and just started talking to me about all types of stuff and everything from how anal sex is bad to why I shouldn't be voting for Biden or don't support Biden, and how soul food, how Afro Americans and soul food, how we eat, keeps us stronger and more powerful than some of this vegetarian bullshit. Why do you not, people? Why do you not? Why do you not? I don't know why shit like this happened to me. I was like, oh my God. I just think people forget I'm black. Even if I remind them, they seem to remember right there temporarily, and then it goes right out the window. Anyway, that is. I haven't talked to y'all in a long time, so yeah, that is my YouTube fourth and third stimulus check update, as well as a little bit of news and a little bit of chat. And I'll wrap to y'all later. Okay? Please, people, be safe out there. All right. All right. Watch your six. Much love to you. Peace.